what we're doing is focusing on the UK and how we grow the UK sales and actually how we make it easier for the contractor, the installer, to get the kit. And how we do that? Well, traditionally now, what you would do is you'd go into a CEF branch and you'd say, I've got an 8-way apartment, and they'd then ring me and say, I've got an 8-way apartment.
You do the bits.
And you do the bits, and then you get a part list, and then you can see where I'm going with it.
Yeah,
it
get
is
shopping lists.
It's quite a long shopping list.
Yeah.
It's quite a long time, and if I'm on holiday or if the call gets missed, there's a lot of time to be added with that. So what we're doing now is we're launching Bticino kits. So you can get everything up to a 20-way system in one box, ready to go.
Clever.
Hi and welcome to another CF Tech Talking podcast. You've got myself, Darren Staniforth. You've got him,
Dave Austin.
We've got him,
Bradfield.
Hello, Brad. How are you?
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Thank you for joining us here, Brad. Who is it you work for, and what do you do?
So I work for Legrand, and my title is UK Sales Manager, looking after mainly Bticino door entry.
So door entry we're talking about today, Dave. So door entry systems, and I remember they used to be an absolute pain. They were a nightmare. So I was.
But you were fitting them on. It was just a push bell, wasn't it? Just ding dong.
Yeah, just a bit of cord between the outside and the
Rang.
No, when I was fitting them, we had to install multi-core cables from the flat to the front box, which you were going to. Multiple buttons on these, up to sort of 50. I think it was the maximum you could go to on one system. And then it was sometimes, depending what spec you got, you only got a handset in the flat. Sometimes you were lucky enough to get a handset and you could see video
screen,
but that was black and white.
Yeah, fuzzy little tiny image.
Yeah, it used to take a while to actually get it. Now I used to go around and try and do the maintenance on them. For some reason they weren't latching or something like that. So I used to gingerly take the front panel off, and the amount of cores behind there was horrible to try and work with.
Well, they were analogue, weren't they?
Yes, analogue.
So you were looking at twisted pairs for every circuit.
Yeah, all the way back, like you say, to every handset, all the way back to one place.
No.
It was.
So have things moved on a bit?
Just a little bit,
Please tell me they have.
Yeah, definitely. So with Bticino, it's 2-wire. You can't wire it wrong. It's twisted. It's video, audio, whichever you want. You cannot wire it wrong.
You say that, mate.
Well,
Seems like a challenge for some people.
Hold on a minute.
Touch wood, I've not come across any. But,
hold my beer.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure we can find someone that can do it. But yeah, it's made it so much more easier from an install perspective. And also, when you talk about the old analogue systems as well, actually, it's made it easier for retrofitting because you use 2 wires off the existing cable.
Oh, right. So you can
disregard all the others.
whack these onto the old wiring.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. So when it comes down to larger projects that have got time sensitive or obviously price sensitive sometimes, which we know most of the time it is down to that. It's a big thing. It comes down to that you can take off an existing panel, whether that be an old Legrand or an old Bticino panel, or actually anyone
imagine,
really, and you can run the cable in from there. You can even do it in Cat5 if you really wanted to. So
I see a lot of people now running Cat5s. I think they're running Cat5s because it's something they've got, and it's just in case.
It's in the van.
It's one of them ones that just stays in the van, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So. And this is the thing that we talk about a lot with our installers, and obviously working with CEF as well, is that you guys are stocking cable anyway. So
we've got that.
Whatever you've got in the back, kind of thing. And
so how many flats or how many access points can you sort of cover on these ones?
So with our system, you can do up to 3,900 apartments. So it's pretty robust stuff.
That'll sort me out, won't it?
It's quite a big block.
That's pretty much, if you imagine that straight up, that's quite a big. So you can do up to 100 entrance panels without an additional power supply.
Oh, right. So of the one supply up to 100.
Yeah. So, and then from then, additional power supplies on each screen. Obviously, when we're recommending and when we're changing things, we've got a quotes and technical team that help us support with the contractor to say, we'll build the whole system for you. We'll give you a wiring diagram. We'll do all the checks. We've got calculations that tell them exactly what they want to know.
Where are these people? Are they sat under some stairs?
Yeah, we keep them in a cupboard just in case we're in. No, we're all based in the UK, so it's Birmingham is the head office.
Birmingham.
So yeah, we're up in Birmingham. We've got a training centre. You obviously met some of my colleagues yesterday.
I did, we managed to have
the
Legrand
session. So we've got obviously the guys in Birmingham. We've got CP who are based down in Wembley as well.
Yeah.
So we've also got a dedicated training academy in Wembley as well now. So actually, 25.
Something that we used to have quite a few electricians on one of the companies I was working for, but there was only one guy or two of us that used to go around and try and meddle with door entry systems back in the day. But what you're suggesting now is that it's pretty much for any Sparks to be able to offer this without the specialist.
Yeah.
But if they do need help, they can come to you and get that support.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your training.
So we're going to be working with CEF to offer that training. It's completely free as well. So
do you think it's absolutely necessary? I mean, I'm sure you'd prefer it, but could you just rock up and look at the instructions?
Absolutely, yeah. And I think what we talk about the 2i system and the ease of install, because we've noticed there's a big shift in the change from fire and security specialists, if you like, towards it being subbed out to an everyday Sparky. And if he's already in there doing the cabling for the fibre or whatever he's doing, the chances are we're running that cable.
I'm guessing most of the training is around the programming, and once it's all in, it's not the connecting up. It's actually getting it to work with the number you've got in the apartment.
That's it. And obviously, like you mentioned, we've got the technical team that are on the phone. We've got online assistants. We've got on a website that will talk you through it. We've actually got something really exciting that's coming soon, which I'm hoping we'll come on to. But it's an almost like we sort of joking, an idiot's guide to how to install Bticino door entry. And the standing joke is, if I can install it, because I've been on the training course and I'm pretty sure I can do it, then anyone can. And I'm just in sales, so you know what I say about salespeople. But yeah, you're absolutely right to what you say. Anyone can stick their hand to it. But what the added benefit from our side of what we call the approved installers is you appear on our website. So if we get any projects come in or any Tom, Dick and Harry ring up,
that's the difference.
So
going through your training, either up in Birmingham or down in Wembley, would allow an electrician to join that list. There you go.
And you become, there's 3 levels to it. So you've got almost bronze, silver and gold. You can have sign written on your van. You can have a sticker. You can get a nice high vis if you wanted to.
We like a sticker.
Everyone likes a sticker or a hard hat, something like that. But what we do offer is there's extra levels of support. So we can do project support. Again, you've got more in-depth training if you wanted to go to the next level. You can almost become a sort of part of the Legrand family, if you like.
In terms of speccing up the install, would it be the same fundamental kit that you're fitting, or are there different types to go into larger installations?
So it's the same kit. So the way that Bticino works, it's all modular. So from an entrance panel perspective, you can have a high def camera, you can have a DDA approved camera, you can have induction loops, you can have key fobs, you can have buttons, you can have a scroller. So again, you imagine if you've got
an LCD scroller now.
Yeah, so we've got LED scroll as well. So if you, like say, you pick up your 3,900 bedroom apartment,
it's going to be quite a big panel at the front.
You don't want to be typing in, imagine all the nameplates. There'd be so many of them. The panels would be huge. Actually, the scroller, you can go. And from an internal perspective, we've got audio handsets, we've got wireless, we've got cableless. Then also we've got app-based as well. So similar to your doorbell, your smart doorbell, if you like, not naming names, but everyone knows got an app. Everything's got an app nowadays. So we're able to give people in that multi-dwelling unit the ability to have their own smart doorbell.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Because obviously, with
because at the minute, the only way you can do that is to have an individual doorbell at the front. But you're saying one doorbell,
one entrance panel,
goes to multiple devices, but they're not linked. They're all individual.
They're all individual. So you're able to have
a
almost internal panel that, like you would in a typical apartment video, but actually then it will ring on your smartphone as well.
Now that's the clever stuff.
And if their department then changes occupancy, the person can just reprogram the name.
Absolutely, they just then go in and change, and normally you'd have sort of probably a concierge or something like that. But you've got to remember as well, in today's society, all the online shopping we do, you're actually able to receive a call, whether it's a gated community or an apartment building. You can receive a call and say leave it with reception, or you can let them in.
Now, domestically, we're seeing a lot of people now go for gates.
Yes.
A lot of people want gated entrances onto their drives and bits and like that. And I'm not talking big fancy houses. I'm talking like your normal semi-detached.
You haven't got one?
Not yet. I'm working on it. your semi-detached are asking for gated entrances and stuff like that. Yeah. Now, does your stuff work with those gated entrances So down at that level,
it can trigger a relay to open a gate.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, the beauty of door entry and Bticino door entry, a lot of people assume it goes into high-rise buildings, but actually it's anywhere that needs any gate or door that needs monitoring. So you could put it, if you wanted to put it in every room in your house, if you really wanted to, you could. I wouldn't recommend it.
No.
But
It's the way to control the kids.
You've got warehouses, you've got office buildings, you've got gated communities, you've got independent houses or residential areas, you've got hotels, anywhere that really needs somewhere.
Just as a spin-off here, is it possible that somebody who's caring for an elderly relative, for instance, could have the notification?
You can have access, so you can have multiple users. So again,
clever, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you want to make sure nobody's visiting that shouldn't be visiting.
Absolutely, or cold caller, something like that.
Yeah. Another one is nowadays you want to make sure the carer is going in when they're going in.
Well, that's the other thing. You can monitor activity.
Yeah, absolutely. You can monitor activity. Again, going back to the gate side of things, if you've got a pedestrian entrance and a vehicle entrance,
so this is
isolate the two.
So this is where if you've got a gate that, and you know full well that the postman comes between 9 and 12, the gate will open to allow a pedestrian through, but not a car between those times.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then for the rest of the time, when people come and call, it will open fully to allow a car go through. It's quite clever. I've seen it. It happen.
Yeah. And working with gate manufacturers as well. So we will test the gates. So we can the actual motors and things. We'll make sure that we work with them, and we can actually connect to the relay.
So is there a list of preferred partners on the gate side of things?
It's almost easier for us to say the people that we don't work with
than it is
because we're so open to work with pretty much anyone.
Clever.
We always obviously recommend to test, but
You mentioned earlier there's something very exciting that we hope we'll come onto. Have we come onto it?
Not just yet.
Not yet. Let's come onto it now.
Let's do it. Let's just tell them.
So one of the most exciting things as we go into this, Bticino globally are absolutely huge, and what we're doing is focusing on the UK and how we grow the UK sales and actually how we make it easier for the contractor, the installer, to get the kit. And how we do that? Well, traditionally now what you would do is you'd go into a CEF branch and you'd say, I've got an 8-way apartment, and they'd then ring me and say, I've got an 8-way apartment.
You do the bits.
And you do the bits, and then you get a part list, and then you can see where I'm going with it.
Yeah,
it's
a shopping list.
It's quite a long shopping list.
Yeah.
It's quite a long time, and if I'm on holiday or if the call gets missed, there's a lot of time to be added with that. So what we're doing now is we're launching Bticino kits. So you can get everything up to a 20-way system in one box, ready to go.
Clever.
Yeah, so I just rock up and buy a kit from the local CEF.
You can walk into your local CEF branch and say, I've got a four-bedroom apartment, I need it to be audio or video.
Do you get lots of call for the audio still? Or?
Yeah, audio is more popular than video.
Is it?
Or not? Yeah.
Oh,
we're actually working with a contractor now to offer the video as an upgrade.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got an iPhone or a Android phone. They want to be able to see what's going on.
They do, yeah, you're right.
And there is a big shift coming. However, again, back to the cost savings.
It's the price point. So the developer probably puts in the basic package, but when the homeowner's got it, the homeowner wants the advanced.
Exactly that. Yeah. And that's where you'll tend to see the smart doorbells come in because they want that ability.
Got you.
Just thinking about this whole phone ability. Yeah. What does that require inside the property? Does it require a hub?
Just Wi-Fi.
Just Wi-Fi. So it logs onto the Wi-Fi.
Goes out via your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so you download an app on your phone, connect as if you would, and it just works off Wi-Fi. So there's no need for a dongle or a SIM card in the. Traditionally, you would probably remember most app things being SIM card based.
Yeah.
Actually, it's just app based off your Wi-Fi.
I've previously fitted one of these video doorbells, and because of the Wi-Fi range in the house, it just always struggled with reception. So it could never really work properly. I'm not asking you to assess my property at a distance, but do you think that it would likely work where I am? I mean, is it pretty sensitive to Wi-Fi?
It would work completely off the internal handset, not the external handset.
No.
So, or the entrance panel. So actually, again, when you come to this cross-pollination of apartment blocks, if you like, you've not got to beg, borrow and steal off everyone's Wi-Fi. You're actually working off your own internal.
That's the point I was thinking, because also there's multiple Wi-Fis going on in buildings.
Exactly. There's none of that cross-pollination from Wi-Fi, or you don't end up losing signal because your Wi-Fi's gone down. Right. The beauty of it is, again, that if you were to lose Wi-Fi, for example, your internal handset would still record the video messages that you receive, or if you've had any missed calls or any messages like that. And obviously from a concierge perspective as well, they're able to send messages to the flats. So if there's maintenance going on or things like that, they can send it to that. And as soon as your Wi-Fi boots back up, and you could be on holiday in Marbella for all you know, you'll get a message saying, oh, by the way, the corridors are being cleaned this weekend.
So it opens it up as well, not just letting people in and out.
No,
Yeah,
not just opening doors.
Yeah.
What would you say is the economically? Let's say, what's the minimum number of apartments that you'd be dealing with?
I imagine
there isn't.
Nowadays, I'm seeing a lot of people spec them on domestic, just normal single dwellings.
Single dwelling.
Anything from a single dwelling all the way up to 3,000. And again, that isn't sort of, obviously that's distance based, but you can have. I've had everything from 10 gated houses all on one, because it's one gate to let you into the main bit, and then 10 different gates to let you onto the drive. So it all depends on what's fit, and that's the beauty of Bticino, is that it's so adaptable to the situation, because it's it's an Italian-based company, that they are so used to what they call a villa. We'll call a 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah.
But they're so adaptable to single dwelling villas with gates or long driveways or whatever that'll be, that it works perfectly in the UK as well, from single dwelling units, like say, all the way up to your
villa.
And not just residential.
Told you got
a villa. I told you I live posh, didn't I, mate? So how do people get access to the training with you then, Brad?
There's multiple ways of doing it. They visit the website, or they soon be able to go on the CF website and see the banner pop across when they're scrolling. So they'll be able to go on there, or simply find me on LinkedIn, or contact me.
So it's all by yourself, and yourself will help for all the door access.
I can help with everything. Yeah, from a sales perspective, and then we've got, like I mentioned, we've got 3 technical guys that, to be honest, what they know about door entry isn't worth knowing. And then we've also got a marketing guru, as I like to call him. We're a pretty decent outfit.
Who delivers the training out of Birmingham, mate? Is one of those technical guys?
One of the technical guys,
that's great.
With lots of courses we're queued up to go on, aren't we?
Yeah, me and you can be busy, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely. Lunch included as well.
We're coming. Well, Brad, what I think you've opened our eyes to, the fact is that it is easier than what it was when I was doing it.
And put all those nightmares behind you. Okay.
They were nightmares.
You go back into door entry.
Different coloured cables.
It was. The pairs are there.
You were basically a GPO engineer, weren't you?
Well, you're working with a GPO, so them types of cables, you're working with BT cables, running that throughout. But now with the fact that you'd be running, as you said, Cat 5 in and around everywhere, but you wouldn't be using over half the cable.
Absolutely.
It sounds absolutely great.
And like you mentioned, one wrong move and you've either unlocked the doors for the whole apartment.
It was. It really was terrible.
And it comes back to the security concern. There is a real big security concern with these older analogue systems, that if someone that isn't trained in analogue goes in and makes a mistake, they could potentially be leaving that main door open. Whereas the 2-wire, you know that you've got one from the entrance panel to the head end and then to the apartments. Job done.
Great. Told you it was easy, didn't
I?
Brad, thank you very much for your time this morning. It's been absolutely great, and to understand a little bit more about how our door entry systems are going, especially with the phone stuff as well. The fact that it can link between a physical handset and a mobile phone and do it so easily is absolutely great.
Yeah. I'm even considering that I might have to make the butler redundant.
Thank you for listening, and if you're enjoying what you're listening to, please hit the subscribe button, and don't forget, share it with everyone that you can do, because we like to be out there, don't we, as much as possible.
We need love.
Thank you, Brad, for coming and joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you to listening to another CEF Tech Talking podcast.